are you wanting to get into a long-term relationship, but you find yourself not being able to get past the second or third date? Well, today I'm going to be sharing with you 7 things to consider if you're finding this is your problem. So the first couple of things have to do with how are you showing up? You know, a lot of times we believe there's a soulmate out there and we're trying to be at the right place at the right time so that we can meet them. But really it's a matter of showing up as the best version of ourselves so that we can draw in that partner who is good fit for us and that we can recognize them as the person that loves us for who we really are. So some of these things have to do with thinking about that. So the first one I wanted to share is, as you're showing up, are you playing poker with your cards all to yourself, or are you willing to lay down a few cards? Are you waiting for them to be the one to share that they're interested in you, or are you taking risks to show interest in them as well? Sometimes we can show up and put it all on the other person to be the one to take that risk of vulnerability when there is no connection that can be made if there's no vulnerability. So are you willing to take an appropriate, healthy amount of steps to show oh, I'm interested, a little flirting, a little compliments, being willing to respond to their text right away, things like that where you can show your interest, because then that will encourage them to keep going. The second thing is how your picker is working. And I use this term picker because often in dating, we're choosing the people that we date out of this sense of how we connect based on our previous relationships. So we may be drawn or attracted to people, and we can't always help that, but we can kind of take a look at who are the types of people that we're picking. So you might find a pattern if you see that you're attracting unavailable people, kind of bad boy, bad girl, or people that are always creating drama. It might be time to take some inventory and explore, do some personal work so that you can see what is it that is drawing you to this personality type, and then see if you can find some outside help or personal growth books to see if you can maybe heal what's going on inside you so that you can be attracted to healthier people. The other thing and how you show up is be genuine, be genuine, be genuine. So I know you all know this, and I can't say it enough. If you are being who you are on a date, they are gonna see you for who you are. And whether they are interested or not to keep going, you'll feel confident because you'll know that they saw the real you and that either they chose to go forward or they said, no, this isn't a good fit. And you can feel in a sense of integrity dating that way. So be willing to share what kind of food you really like, when you don't like to get text after a certain hour, where you feel comfortable starting and stopping with physical intimacy. If you're able to express those things from the beginning, you're gonna be able to more likely draw in long-term relationship material. And then the last couple of things have to do with how you're seeing the other person. So safety, number 4, is, do you feel safe with them? Do you feel like if you share something a little bit risky or out of the normal, that they're responding to you? Do you feel that they're listening, or that they're doing things that show that they're protecting you? I know as a woman this can be more important. As a man, do you feel like she can open her feelings so that you can then feel free to express yours? There's a feeling of safety. The next thing is steadiness. Do you notice that there's a consistency in their interest? We may not know from the beginning if this person will be good for us, but there is a certain sense of yeah, I know who I am, I know I'm enjoying this person, and yeah, I want to keep taking steps. And there's a steadiness, whether it's how often they text you, whether they follow through on what they say they're gonna do, or they're just showing up in a way where you're not doubting or feeling super anxious about the process. The last thing is, the next one is interest. So is your interest from the time you went, or you're texting maybe online, to first date, second date, are you finding your interest is growing or is it waning? I know this can be obvious. I think sometimes for women more than men, if we're not used to knowing who, like feeling confident in choosing, then we can often overlook the fact that, yeah, our interest is waning. I don't know why we can get into this, like, I should keep giving it a try, but to really be honest and just say, yeah, I'm just losing interest, and that's okay. The last one is responsiveness. This kind of relates to the other ones, but are they responding to the things you say well, or giving a lot of consideration, or do they have empathy to be able to understand where you're coming from? And then do you respond to what they're offering? Does it engage you? Do you feel curious? How is the responsive level in this interaction? So these are all things that help you to decide whether you're going to choose a partner to continue with, but they're also ways that you can be aware of what's going inside of you so that you can show up in a way that will create a connection. I know one of my favorite videos they have these days is where two people are given 30 questions. They don't know each other and they're asking each other these really good questions, and they're going from complete strangers to a sense of really strong attraction by the end of asking these deep questions. And so I challenge you that we can really create connection with a lot of different kinds of people, strangers, even people that we aren't initially attracted to, if we give it some time and we really open ourselves up to that vulnerability in appropriate ways to see that we can make a connection. So if you're finding that, yeah, I'm just not connecting, I'm feeling like I'm not being chosen, rejected, I'm not getting to find the people that I want, maybe you're rejecting them, maybe it's time to just take a look at some of these things and you can find a person that is good for you. Thanks for listening so much, and I hope you're having a wonderful day.